He'll take the snap. Play action
nice.
pass.
Got it.
It's
Got it.
Ray Norwood, touchdown, Baker! What a heck of a play call right there.
Wow.
JB dialing up the play action pass, hitting Ray Norwood right down the middle of the field, 28-20, extra point pending.
And they had that set up. They sent Ray straight up the field. They split the secondary there. Forrest had to make a perfect pass. He threw it right on the line. Ray was able to catch it without even stopping and going into the end zone.
Wow.
Baker's going to make this game interesting. They've responded every time they've been down by 2 scores.
Backs and tight ends throwing the football to him. Nobody ever covers him. Snap is down. The hold is good. The kick is up, and Zimmerman will knock it through, and we got a 7-point ball game again.
Here we go.
So here we go.
Can we get the stop now?
Now it shifts back to the Murphy offense and the Baker defense. Before that, Baker special teams. Just kick it out of bounds. Just kick it out of bounds. Make them take it to 35.
You know, Baker's offense has gotten the ball twice now in the second half.
We've scored both times.
Gone the distance both times. 95-yard drive this one. 52-yard drive. The short field helped us out this time. Really impressed with, again, the offensive coaches led by Jason Black.
Well, not just that, the resolve of this team. It'd been easy to pack it up. You get down 21-7, you have a big letdown before half. Then you get down 28-14. You know, it's like every time you answer, Murphy's got a response, and we'll see here what happens. Okay, Hornets now in a more traditional 5x5 kickoff formation.
Looks like it's going to be a pooch here at our sidelines.
And it will be. Ball will be taken at the 15.
That's a pretty good kick. Don't let him get an ice.
Much better job that time. Good job, Bryce Woods.
Bryce making him go back inside.
That's what we've been looking for right there. That's even better. That was Sam Dixon on the recovery. On the return, I tell you, between 11 and 1, Murphy's got 2 good football players right there.
Now here's the difference. You've been talking about this, Jeremy. Here they are at the 32. They've been getting up here at midfield. That's close to 2 first downs.
Right.
Now they've got to earn it. Now they've got to get those 2 first downs to get the ball on our side of the field instead of just them just getting on the kickoff.
Right. Now you're putting the pressure back on them. Let's see how the Hornets do it here. Mayo keeping himself.
Nice.
All right. That'll be 2nd and 9. Lottie James and Ladarius Young again on the stops.
Keyshawn Johnson in there too.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're calling your defensive linemen and linebackers more than you are your secondary,
it's a good sign.
That's a good start for your defense in stopping the run game. They go back to Dixon.
Penetrate right there.
Nice job by the Hornet defense. I mean, it's a 5-yard gain, 6-yard gain, but here, again, 3rd and 4, and the difference is if they don't pick this up, they got to punt.
Yeah, they're going to punt here.
As opposed to now being at the other 40, now you're kind of rolling the dice here. We got another Hornet down.
Dixon did a nice job of just kind of staying with the play and getting up in there and just kind of moving some Hornets. And
that's Bryce Woods, and he's getting up and hobbling off. But nothing too serious. Just may require one play coming out. And number 16, Chris Autry will come in. One play here, guys. One play. And again, you know, we talked about it all night. Now you're making them run another play. Pressure back to the Murphy offense. I'd be willing to bet that number 1 is going to get it and roll to his right. There's another flag on the play. Be a false start. Now that'll back Murphy up into a 3rd and 10.
I think everybody in the stadium, you can see it on our sidelines, you can see it out there, understands the importance of this one play.
Absolutely.
How this
you got the momentum. You got a big reaction right there from our side, from our fans, right here sitting below us, trying to encourage these Hornets, make it tougher for the Panthers. So now to be a 3rd and 8, we'll call it. I would look for May to roll to his right here. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 eligible receivers to their right.
That's the formation.
And that's what they're going to do. Preston Skipworth charging
Get out
from
there.
behind.
Get out there right there.
Make the tackle. Make the tackle. He's going to cut it all the way back, and he's probably going to score. No, Chris Autry. No, Kevin Singleton's going to tackle him, but that just breaks your heart right there. You got it stopped. It's an absolutely dead play, and that's been their best play all night right there. him running the football.
It's hard to coach that. You know, you've got a player that just makes plays. You have it covered as a defensive coach. It goes back, I've always remembered this, and in crucial moments, you don't think plays, you think players. And in that situation, they put the ball in his hands, and he's going to make something out of nothing. It's your job to stop him.
That's right.
Kind of like I remember T.J. Yeldon did that for Daphne last year. He made some highlight film cuts and plays against us.
Hey, hang on, Walt. Be a gain of 3.
Ladarius Young's down.
Ladarius is down. Yeah, we've seen a lot of bodies down tonight. Been a pretty physical game tonight, Danny.
Well, I think everybody wants it. Both teams, they understand the importance of this.
Both teams are fighting their guts out there. You know, you're down under the 10-minute mark, and you know if Murphy goes and punches this in, that could very well do it.
You know, obviously, you know there is a scenario where both of these teams can make the playoffs, but there's also a scenario where one of them can. And the loser of this game is going to have their backs up against the wall. They're going to have 2 games left to try to get in.
Right.
Nice job.
Right. It comes
Baker
down
holding.
to another 3rd down play.
Straight ahead on that play. Picks up about 4 or 5. That's the way of
3rd and 4.
You know, Murphy's going to be in a situation here where they can run the football. Kind of got predictable last time when it was 3rd and 8, and they lined up in a formation where you could predict they were going to pass it. Here we go.
There's a penalty on the play. Based on body language, that's going to be on Murphy again. Another false start.
Now we go back to the previous.
Now we go back to the previous scenario. 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8.
You know, Murphy has absolutely killed himself tonight on 3rd and 4th and short with these false start penalties. Well, I think that's 4 tonight, Danny.
Yeah,
I know it's at least 3.
And it seems like they've been on 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd or 4th down.
I would like to see R.J. shadow the quarterback.
Go back to the wing-back counter. And Moses Carter wraps him up. He's going to be short of the 1st down. And who comes out of the pile with the football? Transfer, R.J. Mix. That'll set it up with a 4th and 2, 4th and 1. I would imagine Murphy would go for this.
I tell you what, we need to get him to line up and need another false start.
Well, we just need to get it stopped.
I'll take that too.
They're going to go to the left here.
So they're overloaded to that side.
First is going to be is there a flag on the play again? Looks like there's a flag from the side judge. Looks like it's going to be against Baker. I see some guys in white clapping. And it will be. Dead ball, all sides.
Wow. And Murphy's just getting set to run the play. That's just lining up off sides. That's not even taking a step.
Hey, so 8:24 to go. Dixon off the left side. And he'll have 8.
You know, Preston Skipworth is getting some penetration, but he's flying upfield and is actually giving the back an easy kick-out block, and he's just cutting up underneath. There's nobody there to fill that hole. Baker's got to have more penetration to the line of scrimmage, especially when he's trying to get outside the edge. Bryce is coming back in. He's really helped out on run support.
Good job right there by the Baker defense. First man in, I believe that was number 62, Keyshawn Johnson.
Well, was that Lottie?
And then Lottie cleaned up with the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 2. 7.5 to go. 28-21. Panthers lead and on the move. Dixon goes to the left. He's going to have a 1st down. Ball's on the ground. Hornets recover. Panthers recover. The one time they fumble and they takes a fortuitous bounce right back to him.
Murphy's run a lot of clock. I'm guessing they've run about 4 minutes off this drive. I know Baker scored at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
We're back with a wing-back counter. That's number 3 for the Panthers. Michael Hudson will be
Number 3,
be a second
Hudson
down.
on the carry for the Panthers. Picks up 8. A 2nd and 2 for Murphy. Ball now at the
Boy, this has been an unbelievable game. I think Baker wants a timeout. They need a break.
Right, they've been on the
Been a
field a long
long
time. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back on the Baker Internet TV Network.
Feeling low? Moving slow? See Dr. O. Dr. Euler at Compass Urgent Care. A new concept in healthcare is opening at Airport Boulevard and Snow Road. Compass Urgent Care is a team of experienced physicians and healthcare professionals who are dedicated to providing you with medical care when you need it. And since illness and injury don't have a schedule, the staff is ready to see you even without an appointment. So when illness or injury strike, don't feel bad on the go. See Dr. O at Compass Urgent Care, your path to better health.
How do you chill? Chill Yogurt Cafe is yogurt your way.
I chill with decadent dark chocolate yogurt with raspberries.
There are unlimited ways to chill with 16 flavors and over 80 toppings to choose from.
I chill with Oreo yogurt and crackling fizzy strawberries.
Mix and match and top. Have fun and chill your way.
I chill.
I chill.
Chill Yogurt Cafe in Mobile at Hillcrest and Airport and in Daphne at the Jubilee Shopping Center.
Okay, we're back on the Baker Internet TV Network, and I'm going to start using voodoo or magic or wizardry or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to talk real quick about how sure-handed that the Murphy Panthers are, and they never, ever, ever, ever fumble. They preach ball security. They work on it about 7 or 8, 9 hours a day. It is the #1 top priority in the program.
We'll see if it happens here.
So
It's like that commercial, that superstition commercial.
Something like that.
It's only stupid if it doesn't work.
That's right.
I'm looking for the ball to come out.
Well, they'll go back to Hudson. And Hudson probably the most sure-handed of all the Panther ball carriers. So Murphy's going to have a 1st and goal from the 6. And I would imagine probably even the more sure-handed Cameron May would carry the football here for the Panthers, who has yet to turn the ball over once all year. They go back to Hudson.
Back to him.
And he's going to be marked down, it looks like.
Michael Hudson again.
Okay, I just said he was the most sure of all the Panther ball carriers. Why didn't it work?
Looks like he's down to the 3. Be 2nd and goal from the 3.
It's going to be 2nd goal from the 3.
This is almost the ball game for Baker.
Yeah.
I mean, anything can happen, but
you're down to.
They give up a touchdown here.
Yeah, down to 6 minutes.
Even
a field goal.
Even a field goal.
But yeah, I mean, you got to think Murphy wants to punch this in and just go ahead and end it. They'll go to Dixon, and he just walks into the end zone.
Sam Dixon, 3-yard touchdown run for the Panthers.
That'll put Murphy up 35-21. I'm not saying it's over, but don't look good for the home team.
Okay, it's been a very good game. I mean, Murphy's responded when Baker was knocking at the door. Baker's responded every time.
And the kick is down. The extra point is up and good.
Baker's got to do it again. This time, though, Jeremy, they've got to do it quickly.
Yeah.
Time's going to run out on them.
We can't take a 5-minute drive here.
The effort, though, tonight has been unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Both sides of the football, but we know our Hornets a lot better, and we can just see the passion they've been playing with. We see the emotion on the sidelines. They could have given up earlier in the game. The big play by R.J. Mix got them fired up again, and the offense has just been lights out in the second half. Defense has been good at times, but Murphy has really responded and has put a couple touchdowns on the board in the second half themselves. We're kind of back to where we started from. Second half's been 14-14. But the game's not over yet.
That's right. Still 5:56 to go. Anything can happen, but needs to happen a little more quickly for the Hornets. As Aaron Creighton set to return the kick deep. We'll go with a squib kick. Good job right there. That looks like something so simple, but just number 44 Zach Everett there, just jumping on the ball carrier just to make sure that nobody can get in there and pry the ball away or knock it loose again, or just covering up your man.
Right, covering up your man. Well, here we go, Hornets. Let's see if they can try to move the ball down the field. You still feel like Barron's going to touch in the running game, but they've got to sprinkle something else in there to kind of move the ball. Here we go, Charlotte. They're sending Barron out on the route. They're looking for Barron.
And he has it.
Complete that. Wow.
Absolutely great throw right there by Forrest Anderson, throwing the wheel route.
You know, we've said this before. We feel like Forrest is more comfortable rolling out, but his last two throws have been in the pocket. He's been able to get a good view of the defense, set his feet. I think a lot of that's going to Jason Black. You know, here we are in week 7. He looks more comfortable out there. I'm sure it's a coaching job to get Forrest, more relaxed back there.
They go back to Barron on the run. Oh, he's got some room to run. He puts a move. Nice spin move. He'll be close to a first down. Looks like he'll be marked just past the marker.
Jerron Palomore and Travis Wells did a nice job. They were down here. We had the twins look to the left, and both of them were stalking their guys 10 yards downfield, even beyond that. Murphy's in a real deep coverage. They've got the 2-touchdown lead. So it's not going to be real hard to stalk them, but Big T is not letting them get past them.
Right. If I'm Jason Black, I'm just telling my guys here, just give our defense a chance to get the ball back for us. Oh, no, that's not good. I didn't mean like that. I meant after a score. And that'll all but do it. The first turnover of the night. That'll all but do it for the Hornets this evening.
That's tough. Obviously, it was a read play, and you saw that earlier in the game. There was a nice play where Forrest had early in the first quarter where he took the ball 5 yards. He had Barron coming through, and I think Barron thought he was getting the football just like this play. It didn't hurt us then, but here we are now. We put the ball on the ground in just a crucial point of the game. You would just expect Murphy to keep it on the ground and see if they can grind out some first downs.
They go back to Dixon.
No penetration.
That has by far been their best run play all night. Dixon on a sweep.
We're just not getting penetration off the edge. We get one guy, but he's getting kicked out, and we're just cutting right underneath him. There's nobody else filling.
Yeah, they've killed us on that edge all night.
Just overload it. Like here, they might come to the right. No, they just direct snap.
Back to the left.
Back to.
Pretty good job right there by the Hornet defense. But if you're Rick Cawley, offensive coordinator for Murphy, you just got to be thinking right now, just grind the clock out, pick up a couple first downs, and get on the bus.
And I tell you what, you touched on this.
Go back to the loop.
Baker has been unbelievable defensively the last 4 weeks, and here we look at it, and Murphy's put 35 on the board. They've done a nice job preparing, and obviously it's a different Murphy offensively than we saw last year.
Go back to the counter. Great job right there, Moses Carter. First man in. Moses Carter, also number 6, Zach Lee. Again, that's a couple of juniors there. We've caught a lot of juniors tonight, making good plays for the Hornets.
Yeah, Keyshawn's a junior.
Big Aaron Jordan Dean, number 71, the 300-pounder. He's a junior. And it'll be a 2nd and 11 for the Panthers.
There's a direct snap here.
Good job on the play right there by number 82, John Hendricks. Doing a good job of setting the edge. What we haven't done a good job all night in, but did a good job on that play. keeping it to a 4-yard gain. 3:20 to go in the game, 35-21 Panthers.
What you want to do if you're Baker, at the end of each play, do everything you can to get that ball carrier up. If you're Murphy, you really want to stay down here. No reason to get up quickly. You're trying to run seconds off the clock. Nobody's outside.
So frustrating. It's one play, Danny. It's one play.
Right. Direct snap to Dixon. Looked like there's an overload either side. They might throw a wrinkle in there now. Seems like the second half they might snap it to May.
And they give you just enough.
And they'll go up the gut.
Yeah, they'll give you just enough to the weak side to make you stay honest.
They're just throwing you a bone.
And
kind of like giving the fullback in the eye nowadays. Just keep the defense honest there. And there it is. There's the bone.
All right, they'll probably go back to Dixon here on the next play. Yeah. And, we sit here and talk about, it's just one play. It's easy for us to sit up here not having to scheming up, drawing up. We're just casual spectators here. But, it
just kind of looks like a numbers game. And you said this earlier. And a lot of it is that they have them outmanned. You can see it in the formation.
Well, I can tell you this. It did not work out for the Hornets tonight, but, to even think a couple years ago that we would be in a position with 6 minutes to go to have a chance to beat Murphy, in a one-score game, in a really hard-fought game, 5 years ago you'd have laughed at it.
And even the situation where if they beat Murphy, you can pretty much say they're in the playoffs. I mean, this week's 7.
Right.
This isn't week 9.
This
isn't the end of
it
all.
This isn't a do or die here.
We're in week 7. We're 5-1. We've lost to a very good Davidson team. So to be in this position is
the two region losses
pretty awesome for this team.
The two region losses are against the teams that are number 1 and number 2 in the region right now. Or actually,
then you got McGill.
It would be 2 and 3, and McGill would be 1.
Right.
So, and then of course we have the Yellow Jackets next week, and my freshmen will get set to take them on Monday right here at the Hornets Nest.
And y'all's record is 5-1. I was calling you 5-1 earlier this week.
We're 5-1. It was an ugly win, but I tell you, it was a hard fought. That was one of the hardest hitting freshman games, most physical freshman games I think I've ever seen, been a part of. There were some absolute licks passed in that game.
Murphy's got to run one more play,
and that'll do it. And they'll just take a knee and get out of here. No reason to.
Yeah, they should wait till they.
Yeah, if Jimbo Perez is smart, I know he's been doing this a long time. He sees what's happening. He'll go ahead and let this thing run out, and he'll whistle it for play after it gets under 25, and he does smart thing. Very good official, veteran official, been doing it a long time. So, disappointing, yes, but all is not lost. I mean, we're 5-2 on the season, and you got a big matchup with McGill next week, and
what you like about what Baker did tonight, Jeremy, they played hard. They played hard.
They played their guts out.
They could have just mailed it in, and they didn't. They made this an exciting game. The fans were in it. We were in it. That's what you want. You want to play with passion. And I know that coaching staff, they're proud of the players.
Right. All right. Well, I'm a little disappointed, so we're gonna cut the post game show off a little bit. Not to be a spoiled sport or anything, but just great effort by both sides and a hard fought win. And congratulations to Coach Ron Lee and his coaching staff and his football team. And we expect to see a lot of good things from them the rest of the season, and also for our Baker Hornets. Playoff hope still alive. We're sitting at 5-2. We will be at McGill next week at the Lift, as it's called. Touchdown Jesus will be watching, or isn't that Jesus in the end zone, or is it Mary?
And we've never done a game there.
We've never done a game there.
That'll be pretty exciting.
All right. Well, for the coach, Danny Daigle, I'm Jeremy Williams. Thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll see you next week, Hornets. There you go. Left side, he's got room. The big man can go. He's to the outside. Great job by the Hornet defense. Baker's offensive line really getting off the football, doing a great job. Oh, there goes Forrest. He's off to the right side. He's down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Inside to Baron Tyson. Oh, he's got a lot of room to the outside. Cuts it back to the outside. Great surge by the offensive line. I mean, he's gonna be stopped. He's gonna lose another half a yard. Anderson's gonna keep over the left side. He's gonna walk in. Touchdown, Baker.